Hello and welcome, everybody. Happy Friday and welcome to the beginning of the almost 4th of July. We are now here on July 30th, which is only a few days, June 30th, only a few days away from July 1st, which is going to begin quarter 3 for the market. Now, the reason that we are here with you all today is Sectors Made Simple is getting another year older. This marks 3 years of Sectors Made Simple being in business. We began this company on June 29th, 2020, and since then have grown the company to new heights with a wide range of tools, education, and resources to help you invest simpler. So today, I wanted to take an opportunity to look back at all that has changed in Sectors Made Simple over the past year and share with you all some thoughts and ideas that we have for the upcoming year. There's lots of cool things going on that we can talk about. So I'm going to stop with the introduction and let's get straight into what I have to cover with you all today as we explore what has changed in the past year for Sectors Made Simple and what might change in the upcoming year as well. So let's get into it, shall we? Disclaimer, I'm going to talk a little bit about strategies today. Please remember, strategies are examples. They are meant for educational purposes. They should not be taken as financial advice. Past results never guarantee future performance, so please do your own research prior to making any investment decisions. Alrighty, so Sectors Made Simple has turned 3 years old. June 29th was the 3rd anniversary of Sectors Made Simple, and today we wanted to take a little bit of time to reflect on that and look at all that we've accomplished over the past year with you all. We also want to share some ideas that we have for projects for the upcoming year. And then finally, we have a special promotion that we will be offering for a limited time only. Let's start off by talking about what changed last year. Last year, we released the S&P 500 screener. We had the Mosca En La Pared webinar series, the Mi Madrina Meli webinar series, the SMS Strategy Cookbook series, which is still ongoing, SMS Español, which is still ongoing, our monthly sector reports made their debut, and then finally, we have begun a process of rebranding Sectors Made Simple. Finally, in June, we began the new paid series through Sectors Made Simple, the Analysis Academy. There's lots that we've been doing here, so let's quickly recap. The S&P 500 screener was the biggest event, or the biggest tool that we released last year. This was a relative strength matrix of all 500 companies in the S&P 500. It was a huge undertaking that required lots of rebuilding in how we make point and figure to be able to process 250,000 relative strength charts every day. This screener is invaluable because in addition to giving you the normal relative strength scores that you might find on the matrix, it allows us to track point and figure information for each company and basic sector information, knowing what companies are in what sectors, if they are currently in a column of X's or O's, and when they went on a buy signal or sell signal. With this information, we can create filters to find stocks that meet our specific needs. We can also track how these relative strengths have changed over time using momentum. And then finally, the S&P screener offers us probably the best way that I've found to find what the strongest sector worth investing in is. Let's go take a moment and explore this together. So if we hop on over here to the matrix, let's have this line up with me. We hop over here to the matrix and we go over to the S&P 500 screener. We can take a look at what this is. On the screener, what we find is we have the actual screener portion. Here you will find all 500 companies of the S&P 500 listed out with their positive trend, long-term strength, X-count, short-term strength, and total, the combination of their short and long-term strengths. Then we have our sector, so which sector each company belongs to, what column for point and figure that stock is currently in, if that stock is currently on a buy signal or sell signal, and then finally, the newest addition to the screener is signal date, a way of knowing what day this current signal occurred on. This is incredibly helpful in finding not only the strongest or weakest companies in each sector or in the entire market, but the ability to filter by signal date as well, to see companies that have recently gone on buy or sell signals. Obviously, we call it the S&P 500 screener, not the S&P 500 matrix, because it works as a screener as well. We can filter to find companies that are only on buy signals, companies that are only on sell signals, companies that are only in the defensive or in staples and energy, or companies that are only in technology and utilities. Finally, if you are interested in seeing a group of companies for yourself, you can feed it a list of tickers and it will give you only those companies. So maybe I'm interested in technology companies, so I can look up Apple, Intel, Microsoft, AMD, Nvidia, and you can see all of their scores as well. This tool is beyond helpful. And what matrix would be complete without momentum? We can see how momentum has changed over different periods of time, and once again, filter based on individual sectors or companies to see specifically what we are interested in. Then I did mention that this page also offers the single best resource to finding what sectors are leading the market right now. The reason? These lists are equal weighted and comparable, meaning that everything here is scored on the same grading scale. 0 to 499 for positive trend and X count, 0 to 998 for total count. Then we go through each individual company in each sector, add up all their positive trends and X counts, divide it by the total number, and we get true averages for each one of these sectors. This is the best way of knowing what sector has the strongest companies in it, because it is based on those companies. If you invested in the smallest company in the S&P 500 and the biggest company in the S&P 500, 5% return is 5% return. Market cap doesn't matter when you are investing in individual companies. So, because of that, we got rid of market cap as a weight in this calculation. We've chosen instead to make everything equal weighted. They are just true, simple averages of every single sector that we can then sort to see what sectors are the leader right now for short term, long term, and overall strength. This information we originally felt we could only update once every week because 250,000 charts is a lot. But Nate was unsatisfied with that. He pushed and was able to get it where this data updates every single day. So every trading day of the week, we get a new version of the S&P 500 screener to review. So that is easily the biggest change and the biggest update that we have made to the matrix, and one that we are proud to offer. This is the only resource that we have found that gives you relative strength for the S&P 500, and we are very, very proud to be able to offer that. Now, the next thing that we had was the Mosca En La Pared series. This was a Spanish series that took place in November of last year. In this, we had my mom, Julie Stav, and Melly trading live on Zoom. In these sessions, they shared their thought process, talked about charts, and analyzed them in real time to show you what it really takes and what a real investor thinks like when they're deciding what to invest in and why. In addition, these sessions were live, allowing you to ask your questions and have those questions be answered, giving you a true hands-on experience at what it would be to day trade. This course is still available to Sectors Made Simple subscribers over on the Learn site. For those that are unfamiliar, for Sectors Made Simple, we have two main websites that you would use. We have the dashboard, which is this. It is all of our tools all in one place. For our webinars, we have Learn. It is learn.sectorsmadesimple.com. And here we offer all of our recorded webinar content, all of our courses that we have taken our webinars and organized them into courses to make it easier for you to find the content you're interested in. And then finally, our standalone series. These are one-offs that we have done that, while not directly related to Sectors Made Simple, offers the same level of quality and care that we provide through Sectors Made Simple, drilling down to different subjects. The first one we launched was Spreadsheets Made Simpler Advanced. In this series, I teach Google Sheets and how you can use Google Sheets to build a stock screener. Party favor at the end of the series is you get a real stock screener that you yourself have built. The next is Figuring Out Finance. This series was an introduction for students and young adults into the world of investing and money management. Then finally, our most recent series has been the Analysis Academy. This series has been our opportunity to introduce you to the world of stock analysis through both fundamental and technical analysis. This series is still ongoing, and we will be entering our 5th week of classes in the upcoming week. Now, Mi Madrina Meli was another amazing series that we ran at the beginning of 2023. This was an incredible opportunity to learn the basics of Sectors Made Simple, all in Spanish. This series was not presented by me, it was presented by Meli, who provides you an absolute masterclass into what information you need to know to make the most out of Sectors Made Simple. In these simple classes, you will learn everything that you would need to start using Sectors Made Simple to invest. That includes learning about point and figure charting, relative strength, and even she covers some basic strategies using the matrix. So by the end of that series, you're ready to go. You know what the matrix is and you know how to use it. And all of that is offered in Spanish. This course is still available and can be watched on the Learn site for Sectors Made Simple subscribers. Now, I've been working on a few things as well for webinars. In 2023, we launched the SMS Strategy Cookbook series. This is a series run by me, in which I cover various strategies that have used the Sectors Made Simple tools to invest. While we can never promise returns beating the S&P 500, some of these strategies focused on the matrix and finding one or few leading sectors. Others focused on creating filters that can be used for swing trading or day trading as well. While I can't promise returns in the past, what I can do is look back at how some strategies have done. One strategy has stood head and shoulders over all of the strategies we've talked about, and funny enough, it was the very first strategy we covered in the series. Started things off with a bang, right? Let me show you what that strategy would entail. You trade on Thursdays while the market is still open. Then you look at the matrix and you sort by total count. You start with the highest total count and you set your momentum to 2 weeks ago. One by one, starting with the top one, we check to see if it has an X count momentum of 3 or more. Save us some time. There's nothing that has an X count of 3 or more. And when this happens, the strategy would hold cash. That's it. You do this once a week. And I can try and tell you about how well the strategy is done. How about I just show you how well it's done? If you started using this strategy back in the beginning of 2022, unfortunately that wouldn't be possible because of when we shared this strategy, but I'll show you that in one moment. This strategy, 2-week momentum we need. By the way, through Sectors Made Simple, we do offer back testing for strategies. Let me show you how well this strategy would have done. Had you invested since the beginning of 2022, the S&P 500, while it has started recovering, is still down 4.5%. This strategy would have resulted in 60% return, trading 5 minutes every week. Now I know what you're probably thinking, Jonathan, you can't do that. You didn't cover this strategy until April. Okay, I get it. Let's go to April. Let's see what actually would have happened had you used this strategy from when I talked about it to now. I didn't promise it'd always beat the market, but even then, even despite having a pretty rough April, SPY is up 7%, our strategy is up 13%. So even since we discussed this strategy, you're still beating the market. And pretty consistently, too. If we rolled things from the beginning of 2023, you doubled the returns of the market. This is not me cherry-picking some great strategy that used to work and no longer works. Even if you started using this strategy when we discussed it in the SMS Strategy Cookbook series, you would be outperforming the market. You would have outperformed the market. We can only hope that this strategy continues to perform this well. The summary of how to use the tools in SMS that Jonathan did is all you need to know to find opportunities successfully. Oh, I'm so glad you enjoyed it. Kira, can you find that webinar for me, by chance? I'd love to post the link for that, because I did that webinar for the purpose of catching everyone up and trying to make things as easy as I could to understand. Now, there was another question. Is it X count of 3 or more or 5 or more? It is an X count momentum of 3 or more. The strategy you're probably thinking of is the X count momentum of 5 or more as the main part of the strategy, and then the total count as the tiebreaker. This is using total count to figure out the order, and is using momentum as the check. It's using it as the confirmation, the yes or no kind of decision. So, through our SMS Strategy Cookbook series, we have created 8 different sets of strategies. That includes over 12 different actual strategies in those videos. So, we've been busy. But there's a lot that you can learn, and with the exception of the most recent video that I did, which was on day trading or swing trading, every single one of those strategies can be done in 10 minutes or less. Once a week, 10 minutes of your time is all it takes to learn how to use the matrix to invest. Pretty good deal. Oh. the next thing I want to talk about is our new ongoing Spanish language series, SMS Español. I wanted to find a fun little creative name for it. SMS Español is what we came to. This is a series that is run by myself and my mom, Julie Stav, on Thursday afternoons. These sessions are meant to be a place to come and ask your questions and have conversations in Spanish. While yes, our Tuesday webinars and our Friday videos are done in English, and if you've noticed, we're doing our best to add live subtitles to our videos as well. SMS Español is fully in Spanish. So, if you prefer to get your information in Spanish, SMS Español is your weekly stop to catch up on SMS and talk about sectors made simple and investments in Spanish. Si prefieres obtener tu información en español, esta serie de webinarios son increíbles oros para encontrar información en español, para aprender a invertir en español y para hacer preguntas en español también. These videos are still ongoing. We have new episodes coming out every single Thursday and are done live. So, if you're interested in joining those sessions live on Zoom, subscribe to Sectors Made Simple and come join us for the next Thursday class. Then, something that I feel like hasn't gotten enough attention and I really want to put a spotlight on are our new sector reports. These are monthly reports that Nate has been working on and is our way of keeping you informed with what has changed in the world of sector rotation over the past month. These reports cover basic information like price changes for each sector, but also relative strength information, including how relative strength has changed over the month, average relative strength scores, DPI for each individual sector, and much more. Our May 2023 review was the first edition of this report, and we soon will be releasing our June monthly report as well as our first quarterly report. More on that later. One of the final things that I want to talk about is we're getting a little bit of a facelift. Sectors Made Simple is in the process of rebranding, and you're interested to see what the new logo looks like. It is up above and on our YouTube channel. So Sectors Made Simple is going to be going through a bit of a rebranding phase, and with this, we will be coming out with a new, updated color scheme, better designs for our website and help documents. It's not just about making things look prettier, it's about making things simpler to use too. So we're going to be using this as an opportunity to review and improve our websites, making them simpler to use and more elegant. This leads us pretty nicely because this process is still ongoing, so we will continue working on that in the beginning of year number 4. Now, let's talk about our goals. We talked and we wanted to create a goal that is a single sentence and covers everything that we want to accomplish this year. Here's that sentence. We want to become the industry leader and source for point and figure and sector rotation information. It is a mouthful, but our goals are quite simple. We want to become the one place that you need to go to get point and figure information, analyze sectors, and find investment opportunities using point and figure and sector rotation data. To accomplish this goal, we have a wide range of projects that we'll be working on. Now, before I start to get into all of these individual projects, I want to say this. Not all of these projects will actually make it to the dashboard. I wish they could. I wish that we lived in a fantasy world where every single project we've ever worked on turned into something incredibly valuable. That's not how the story goes. The reality of it is that for every one idea that actually works, there's 9 ideas that didn't. And unfortunately, the only way to find that out is to go through the steps and do it. So, part of testing theories, part of being an analyst, is figuring out not just what works, but it's also finding what doesn't work. If you want a little word of motivation, if you ever feel like you are failing, or that you are making mistakes, or that you're not completing your goal because something keeps happening, don't get discouraged. Because the reality of it is that you need to go through the process of finding out what doesn't work before you can finally figure out what does. Failures are not setbacks, they are part of the learning process. So, with that said, we are ready to explore new projects, unsure of if these projects will become something that is worth it, worth putting on the matrix, and worth working towards our goal of becoming the industry leader for point and figure and sector rotation. But there's only one way to find out. So with that said, let me show you some ideas for what we want to work on in the upcoming year. The first one, and the one that I think will get people the most excited, is what we call the Strategies tab. The SMS Strategy Cookbook series has been incredibly powerful for 2 reasons. 1, it's a great way to learn new strategies, but 2, it's a great way to show how our tools can be used. Those strategies include everything from custom matrices to the S&P 500 screener to the matrix. So we want to leverage that more. We don't want it to just live in webinars and in a Google Sheet. We want to make finding and, more importantly, testing these strategies simpler. So the Strategies tab will be an addition to the dashboard, probably somewhere around here. And with it, you will find a variety of strategies that we have covered in the SMS Strategy Cookbook series and more. For each strategy, we will include some basic information, including what day of the week it will trade, how frequently it trades, what its 1 year and 6-month returns might be. We can find a lot of information to put here. But there's one piece of information I know that a lot of people would like. The amount of people that I've had email me, hey, I've been tracking the Thursday matrix strategy and I forgot to trade on Thursday. What can I do? And I have to say, well, it's kind of too late. It uses Wednesday's matrix and Wednesday's momentum, and we don't have that anymore. This might help you out. For the strategies that result in a decision of the strategy saying, here is my opinion of what sectors I should hold this week. This Strategies tab will tell you. It will tell you that it is holding, for example, this week, that matrix strategy is holding cash. So it will say, I'm holding cash this week. If you check on Monday, it will still say, I'm holding cash this week. So even if you miss the matrix strategy the day you're supposed to rebalance, but you want to get in on the train, the Strategy tab will show you what that strategy picked when it traded. Also, because I emphasize trust but verify, I will always try and show backtesting results and data to back up any strategies that I talk about. We're going to give you the power to do that too. Gone are the days of having to think about, okay, so the backtest, I need total count of 0. Why 0? Okay, Jonathan said 0. I'm going to put 0. What was the other one? X. Done. Don't need to do that anymore. With this, one of our goals will be to have it be there is a single button that you can press that instantly loads that strategy into a backtest. From there, the only thing you need to change is the dates and how you want to use that information. So the strategies tab, in a nutshell, will be many of the strategies we've covered in the Strategy Cookbook series and more, grouped together and put in a place that you can see what that strategy would be holding, how well that strategy has recently done, and have a button to instantly backtest that strategy. For me, this is the big one that I would love to see on the Matrix, and is one that I think we are all incredibly motivated and excited to be able to put forward. Now, beyond just strategies on the dashboard, there are other resources that we want to bring to the dash. Some of these resources will be screeners. In the most recent webinar that I did for the Strategy Cookbook series, I talked about how we can use the S&P 500 screener to identify companies that are currently on buy signals, but are in a state where they're between a support and resistance barrier and are ready for us to pick up. This is an example of something known as a technical setup. It is a set of technical analysis ideas that give us knowledge of when something is meeting what we would need it to do. So for that strategy, we wanted to have a company that has a strong established level of resistance, is currently in a column of O's, meaning that it has the opportunity to rebound and recover. What this feature would do is it would give you a list. You would have a list of filters or setups that you can search by, and it will give you a list of all of the companies that currently meet those technical setups. If you've ever used Chartmill, you're probably familiar with the fact that they include different star ratings for setups. We want to do something in the same kind of vein of setups, but using our data as well. Also, we want to include better point and figure charts. Right now, we do offer point and figure charts for sectors and for sector BPIs, but we would love to expand this to company point and figure charts as well, allowing you to cut down on the need of visiting another website to try and find point and figure charts. It's all in one place. It's all in our place. And these are only a few of the many ideas that we have to make the dashboard simpler. Not only that, make the dashboard offer more. You need less websites, you need less stops, and you need less time. Everything you need to go from research to analysis to decision, we offer through Sectors Made Simple. The next thing is more sector rotation reports. We will continue to put out these monthly reports, but we'll also be releasing quarterly reports. So after every month, you'll get a monthly report. After the end of every quarter, we will release a quarterly report. These quarterly reports will be similar to our monthly reports, but of course will cover 3 months worth of data. So the first edition of this quarterly report will be coming out in mid-July, detailing what changed in the world of sector rotation over quarter 2 of 2023. Now, let's talk content. By now, you've probably noticed that we've stopped our Friday webinars and our Friday videos. I'll be honest, they were an incredible amount of work, and they were taking us away from doing things that we really wanted to be working on. So, unfortunately, we're planning on moving away from the 15-minute or hour-long Friday videos. But we've got plans for filling the void left by that with more fun and engaging content. This will come in the form of shorter pieces of education. What I mean by that is that we plan on producing and releasing content that is 60 seconds or less and will include a variety of financial literacy, investment, and sector-related topics. For example, one of the mini series that I want to run through these shorts is going to be 60-second strategies. I want to have the opportunity to teach you in 60 seconds or less a strategy. Hi, I'm Jonathan from Sectors Made Simple. Here is a strategy using the matrix in 60 seconds or less. Do this, 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 do the hanky-panky, and done. I'm getting the glare from here. What I mean to say is that these strategies are going to be very fun and explored in a very short period of time, saving you time, and more importantly, making it easier to learn with Sectors Made Simple. Now, most of us are here on YouTube, and we will be posting these on both YouTube Shorts and on TikTok and Instagram. So, regardless, the hokey pokey, thank you. Hanky panky is a little bit different. Yeah, now I understand why you're giving me that look. Sometimes things go over my head. So, anyway, let's keep going and let's get into a little bit more technical conversation because I'm much better at talking about this than I am coming up with silly little phrases. Apparently when I do that, we go a little bit off the rails. Let's talk about machine learning, right? Perfect segue. Machine learning is something that I have significant interest in exploring in the upcoming year. So what we plan on doing is we want to look into, and this is where, by the way, I was saying, we have no idea if this is actually going to create something usable until we do it. So this is where we get into our exploratory projects. What we want to do is we want to explore the possibility of using basic machine learning models. Machine learning is this big umbrella phrase that is used to explain anything, where we don't tell the computer or the program what to do. We give it a bunch of information and say, figure it out. Now that might sound weird, but let me give you an example. If you give someone a bunch of math questions, but you don't teach them how to do math, 4 times 6, 6 times 5, but you never teach them how to actually do multiplication. All you do is you give it a test that already has all the answers and say, learn from that. What it can do is it will study what you've given it, and then it will take a test. And it will say, I got a 65%. Okay. Change a few things, and the beauty is we don't need to change them. The computer changes a few things, studies in a different way, tries to take the test again. And it does this thousands, if not millions of times. By the end, while we didn't teach it what multiplication is, it has learned what multiplication is. This is what we want to do with Sectors Made Simple's data. Using what is known as supervised machine learning, meaning that we are actively giving it answers, we're not just throwing it data, we can create some very unique pieces of information. Let me just give you an example of one of the ideas that we have for machine learning. I've nicknamed it JuanBot. Why? Because it is one bot. So, JuanBot is going to give his opinion on each sector. What he will do is for every individual sector, he'll give it a thumbs up or thumbs down. on if he likes the sector for that week. But in addition to that, he will include a confidence level. I give it a thumbs up, and 70% of the time that I've given it a thumbs up, it's gone up. So you know, JuanBot is saying he thinks XLK is going to go up next week, and 70% of the time that he has said it will go up, it has gone up. That's good information, right? And we can do this for every single sector. And we can do this every single day. Every day, JuanBot can go in and give his forecast for the upcoming week, using years of past sector data to make an informed decision about what he thinks the market will do this week. Now, the beauty of what's called a CART model, or classification and regression tree. Terrible name. I'm kind of glad they came up with CART model. What we can do with that is quite a bit, because unlike other types of machine learning that you shove some information into a black box and it just spits out an answer, this is going to be a little bit better because they are observable. We can look at the tree and immediately see its thought process. So let me show you an example of what a CART tree would look like. This is a pretty silly example, but this will get the point across of what the CART model would look like. Open image in your tab. Here's an example. You give it data on a person, and it says, is their height greater than or equal to, or I guess in this case, is it greater than 180 centimeters? If yes, male. If no, then ask, is the weight greater than 180 kilograms? If yes, male. If no, female. It's a stupid example, but what we can do with this is instead of male and female, we say thumbs up, thumbs down. Or JuanBot thinks it's going to go up, or JuanBot thinks it's going to go down. And over time, we will learn if he says, in this case, male here, he's right 89% of the time. If he says male here, he's right 100% of the time. And we can pass that information to you. So we don't just tell you, JuanBot thinks XLK will go up. We can tell you, JuanBot thinks XLK is going to go up, and he has been right 85% of the time in the past. It is a big undertaking, and one that we do not know if it will turn into something we can actually use, but we're going to try. It's a lot of fun, it is a fascinating way to interact with our data, and it goes to our goal of we want to become the place for sector rotation data. And unfortunately, we're not going to do that by just playing it safe and sticking with the easy projects. So this is going to be one of our more adventurous projects, but one, if it works out, will be an incredible value add to everyone. So stay tuned for more information and our progress towards creating JuanBot. Name might change. And there's still room for more projects. While everything that I've shared are projects that we already are thinking about and working towards, these are only a few of the things that we plan to work on over the upcoming year. We're leaving room open because we don't know what the market might bring and we don't know what opportunities might arise. So this is where you can come in. Many of you have emailed us asking about different webinar ideas. But if you have different features, requests for pieces of information that we do not currently offer, things that you want to see us add to either the Learn site or the dashboard, send us an email. We would love to hear from you, and we're always open to finding and discovering new ways to make the world of investing simpler for all of us, and to find ways of stopping Jonathan from sticking his shoe in his mouth. So, with that, happy birthday, Sectors Made Simple. We've made it another year, and what an incredible year it has been. We are incredibly excited for what is coming up. We are looking forward to working with you all to make these ideas into reality. And, it's not going to be every little thing works out. But that's the fun of it. It's the reason that it feels so good when we create something that does work. When we find strategies that outperform the market, when we find strategies that make investing simpler, and when we find ways of making investing fun. Through better tools, through saving us time, through silly examples, and silly mistakes. All of it makes us human and makes us enjoy the process. Ultimately, we can look at the destination of wanting to make $1 million through investing, but let's have fun in the process. Let's enjoy every step along that journey, and discover our own path to financial independence through investing. So, with that said, happy birthday, Sectors Made Simple, and thank you so much to the Sectors Made Simple community. We are here because of your support, your engagement, and your continued interest in what we are working on. So, it is an honor to be a part of your routine, part of your investments, and we look forward to continuing working with you to make investing simpler for you, for me, and even for Cleo. Sorry, Cleo. I know you're and Cleo as well. So, from the entire Sectors Made Simple team, thank you all so much for joining us today. We hope to see you all back very, very soon as we continue exploring what we have planned for year number 4. Take care, everyone.